Greetings, gentle viewers.
Howdy, howdy.
Last time, we excruciatingly and meticulously cleared Hiyoko of most suspicion.
Much to my chagrin.
Why are you so sad about that?
Because part of me wants her gone. Forever.
That's really all it is. You've been obsessed with her this whole time, you know.
What are you trying to imply, Damon?
Well, I didn't imply anything. I directly stated what my contention was.
Well, you're wrong.
In any case, what she hasn't done is tell us all the truth and is still sort of lying about stuff.
She's in the middle of coming clean, kind of.
Well, yeah, she said she was drugged, and we're about to find out if that's true or not. It's interesting how we spent so much time on Hiyoko. We'll see where we go next. It also looks like we've probably cleared Akane, since the extremely basic way to clear her that still hadn't come up finally...
corroborate with Nekomaru.
It finally happened, though.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Let's go!
And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body. And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a
She
panic.
should have gone to get somebody.
Maybe she didn't see us sitting in the diner.
Well, no, I suspect that she probably didn't. Why would she look in there? Why would she assume that there's like a whole mob of people in the diner?
Right.
I was scared. It was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but... The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start.
I mean, that's what the letter seems to say.
And the gummy, which, again, we were right on Gummy Gate, on the
Gummy Gate!
On the gummy not being the right freaking flavor.
And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
Oh no! I was thinking that this is the wrong freaking flavor of gummy is maybe being a little overthinking. Let's just try and calm it down. But no, it was right the first time. Instincts were right. Gonna do that every time from now on. The end.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body
Right.
was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Exactly.
Right.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the
The
killer.
question is, was Peko jumping out like that and putting it all together? Was that somebody picking up on the evidence, or...
Yeah, that's the question.
That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
When she's justifiably acting like this, it's hard to not...
But she just kept lying. I mean, she's gonna be under suspicion no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, when she's acting like this in this circumstance, it just tugs at my paternal instincts.
At your pedo heartstrings?
You shut up! I don't like her. That's how rumors get started, Damon.
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
Some of them she has, not all of them, though.
Yeah.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Oh, oi, we have to be suspicious!
I don't think he was talking to us, Damon.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about?
No, that's what I was saying, not us, but the people here.
The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other.
What an interesting way to say that. Here is where you have to do that, because the fact that you need to doubt somebody is why you ended up in this place in the the first place. We went through this ourselves in the first game, where at first we tried everything we could to believe in the students. And we saw where that got us, and so instead we come in doubting everybody.
Right.
We got burned already.
We won't be burned again. Do you smell smoke?
So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
I mean,
he's right.
You should, but not while you're here.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together.
I mean, that's also kind of true. Work together to find the killer.
You know, we've been saying this a lot recently in our Spirit of Justice playthrough, but you know, doubt and faith are quite complementary.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope.
Don't let him talk.
Just shut him up.
It's all gobbledygook.
Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Okay, how about this? Take the word hope, replace it with desire. What changed?
You're right.
Now, take the word hope, replace it with belief. What changed?
Nothing. You're right. You're right.
It's like, I'm not going to accuse him of going crazy like this and obsessing over semantics, but I'm just saying.
But he is going crazy over this.
He's not talking about some highfalutin concept. What about take out hope, replace it with powers? What changed?
He's just such a hope fanatic.
It's like two sides clashing with each other. That's really all it is. Because who doesn't have desire? Or you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Who doesn't have desire, power?
Who doesn't want to succeed?
Yeah,
I'm not saying who doesn't have power.
Well, I mean, I know what you're trying. Yeah.
Seriously, which side are you on?
You know which side he's on.
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair.
That's why you can't trust him.
Exactly.
And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
And I believe that the greatest beauty exists at the point where two opposing beliefs clash, or some other gobbledygook that we'd hear in or read in any number of battle manga or whatever. What's different? Nothing.
Talk like this just makes me think he's the mastermind, right?
Nope.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray. And you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Thank you very much. And weren't we talking about that some time ago? Like, you can't really ever believe what he says. It might be true. In fact, it's probably true, but...
That doesn't matter.
You just can't get sucked into his pace.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us.
And we haven't worked through all the evidence yet.
That's true.
So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other.
Can we gag Monomi?
That's just such an odd way of thinking.
I was surprised she didn't chime in when Fuyuhiko was like, we have to doubt each other, with her usual, no, friends should believe in each other.
I mean, friends should believe in each other, but there obviously was a friend who didn't believe properly, or this wouldn't have happened.
You're right.
Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork.
I'm all for teamwork, but
Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Except he's getting the outcome he wants.
Oh, are you guys done with all this gobbledygook? Let's get on with killing each other for my entertainment, or something.
Whoa. He's sleeping.
You're not really tied up, are you?
You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other...
Now that's like that point that I say, like where I'll believe everything the villain says and go along with him until he goes, therefore all humans must die.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm with you on what you'd said so far, but no, you're wrong here.
The only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
Funny you should say it that way.
Yeah. The bitter truth. That may be true, but...
We tried the sweet truth last time, in the last game. It didn't work.
Yeah, even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because, unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Oh.
Of Of course. This always happens at the beginning of an episode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well now.
Well then, now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now!
What? You're gonna spoil who the killer is?
If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked unless they're right. They'll all feel despair.
You can't. That's seriously a big no-no.
But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? I was about to say that very same thing. Not innovative, but how fresh and interesting it would be to completely upend your expectations by having him straight up tell it to you like this, and you have to deal with like the complicated feelings and then reverse it.
Reverse engineer it, kind of?
Yeah, that would be really interesting. The club president and I are powerless against innovation.
Who's the club president?
I made it up for a joke. So, without further ado, the answer is Hiyoko!
You can't! Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears. But then you can't hit the button to advance.
Also, ignore your related videos, suggested videos.
Yeah.
The harbingers.
You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me.
Nanu! 俺は確かにドイツ人です。
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
Uh-huh.
To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room.
Is she just like an excitement junkie in all seriousness?
I don't know.
Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that. I can't do anything. How annoying. But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
But you just gave us the opportunity to save.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
That's true?
There's several things, yes.
Yeah?
Do you mean the letter?
No, well...
No, it was probably the gummy.
Yes?
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Well, it exists.
What are you staring at, Fuyuhiko?
That's like that great time when Hajime and Hiyoko were like conferring together conspiratorially. I'm really hoping that comes up again.
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
She probably didn't pay attention.
Probably not.
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as I thought.
Okay.
Just as you thought?
Then that means that
Well, it was planted, but we know it was planted.
But that would mean that the killer was there before she left, and then left afterwards, so that she could plant the gummy. Because if she left the gummy there and Hiyoko saw it, she'd probably just be like,
I think after noticing that your friend had died, the last thing you're going to be thinking of doing is eating a lemon-flavored gummy that you just discovered on the floor. But regardless, the killer must have been in the shower room or something.
Yeah.
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Or that.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hiyoko fled from the beach house?
Though, if I were in this situation and there was a sandwich on the ground, I might have to eat the sandwich. So.
Well, see, the thing is, she'd wake up in the closet, see the gummy before even going outside to see Mahiru.
Yeah, and so I'd eat the sandwich.
Yeah.
But I'm so crazy, I'd just keep eating the sandwich.
The killer
wouldn't do
returned to
that.
the scene of the crime after I left?
Just walk out of the closet, see me like dead there, propped up against the door, and then when you finish eating, then start freaking out.
Yes.
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide!
There's an entire room!
And it is pretty probable that nobody would try to go in it.
Yeah.
In this circumstance.
Right.
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away,
Oh.
but there was nobody there.
Or she actually did in fact do that. Good job, Hiyoko. So now what then?
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
That would have to mean it, which means they
Through
had
the
some way to
window.
get in through the window.
I wonder.
There was a surfboard missing.
That is true.
It could be propped up outside the window, but then how would they climb back in?
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking?
No.
If so, we've prepared the perfect package product for Pooh!
Hey!
You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer! I ran out of oxygen from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive, which sounds really cool, huh? During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain and play a platform adventure RPG.
What?
Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways. It's a racing thingy with the left stick and accelerate with the...
R1?
What? Okay, brake, jump. So
wait, but that's the acceleration. R1. The RB button is R1.
There will be various obstacles. Run over question blocks, get items.
Blue shell.
Make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. Take damage, bump into walls. Okay, gotcha. Branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. Fortunately, there's a co-pilot here, so I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake.
What's
That's
that?
my meddlesome advice to you, Focus.
What? Use focus?
Yes, review the controls. Good luck, have fun, and hate yourself and this game.
She's right. This might be a very important problem.
Therefore, I should play Mario Kart inside my mind.
Further proof that I am a robot. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. All right, I'm going to do it.
The thing is we haven't worked this out yet.
Right.
All right, new minigame, let's go. Logic Dive certainly sounds really cool.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's like snowboarding from Trails of Cold Steel 2. Have you figured out how to accelerate and jump and stuff? Okay, and don't bump into the walls.
L1 is jump.
Yeah, they just told you the wrong control. Question 1. When did the killer arrive at the beach house?
Well, it has to be before.
Can you speed up?
Circle is. Well, R1 is to speed up, and circle is to brake.
I mean, this seems pretty fun.
It does. And then L1 is jump.
I freaking love the snowboarding in Trails of Cold Steel 2. It wasn't like as good as the snowboarding in Final Fantasy VII, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
You get a lot of life, too. I guess these are going to get pretty hard. And you died.
I just took damage, it's fine.
Only 1 damage, too.
Well, probably because it's the first one.
Or half a damage, I guess. But you have to get all the way through it. Question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? I mean, it has to be after.
You're right,
or
you're right.
Everything couldn't have been set up.
That's correct.
Whee!
Oops!
Boo!
I'm still getting used to it.
And you only take half a damage from falling. This must be brutal later based on these numbers. Either that or the high level contributes to 1 billion. Star Fox!
Use the boost to get through!
That's kind of what you did, isn't it?
Kind of is.
Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? I think the beach.
The beach?
It doesn't mean I'm right. But I mean, you were the one who mentioned the surfboard.
You're correct, so it must be the beach. Whoops.
Nope. So it is the beach house.
Yeah.
I like how you can really go through the walls like that. But I don't know what else to say. Interesting though this is, and fun though it is, it's not like it's super thrilling.
Okay,
So the first choice that we had was right, that she never left.
Right.
I mean, I say she. I mean, the killer never left.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Is it?
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
I mean...
It's just there didn't seem to be any other place to hide.
Well, I do remember them saying that one of the containers with the surfboard didn't have a surfboard in it. What if they hidden the container in the closet?
Maybe? We don't have...
spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
But we're trying to help you.
Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
We don't have a truth bullet or anything, though.
That's true.
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
Yeah, now she's not going to have those crocodile tears anymore either.
That's correct.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
They were wrapped up in a swimsuit in the freezer.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
You shouldn't be saying that during this trial, Hiyoko.
Probably not in good taste. Just like all of Nagito and Monokuma's G's is.
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means.
Yeah, that would also be, like, killed in a single blow. If Akane bopped him on the head.
Yeah. The place where the killer was hiding. The place where Hiyoko hasn't looked is... Well, if I'm correct, it would have to be the closet then. So...
That makes sense.
Here!
She didn't see a gummy or anything, but...
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right?
The killer was clinging to the ceiling like a ninja.
Oh, maybe.
You probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
Well, if one of those people is Hiyoko, who is very tiny...
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
Now hold on. You can't say because Hiyoko is small. That's like... It's like if two people couldn't fit there and unless one of them was small, then that would mean that if two people were there, they'd be like smushed up against each other all cuddling, right? That means that if one of them were then Hiyoko and the other person were normal size, only the difference in size is preventing them from cuddling. I just don't think that the size is a valid way to look at this.
Well, frankly, that closet looked pretty big, but you can't tell size in these games. If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance...
Like that surfboard container? I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Silly, but...
I can only think of one place. That's right. The place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was...
There is no other place to hide. Right?
That is correct.
Here!
Man, you got that one. Good job. Saw that one a little while back.
Surfboard case in the closet. I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
I mean, we did, of course, quite blatantly notice that there was the surfboard that was missing.
Yeah, and that's part of what I thought they may have used to get in and out of the window.
Yeah.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
You wouldn't think to look there, would ya?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think?
Well, Fuyuhiko, I guess, is a person who could fit in there. Nekomaru probably couldn't. But hey, Yasuhiro's hair easily fit inside a helmet, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Two surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case.
Hey!
The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
That does make sense.
That's sort of plausible, yeah. I mean, more...
If Monomi had set it up, she'd have set it up all night, nice
and night?
Yes, exactly.
Nice and night. No, that appears to be what happens. Or what happened, so...
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
That's pretty creepy. I wonder if they knew when she was gonna wake up. Just like commit a murder, hide in a surfboard case, all zen.
I hope I measured that drug properly.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Kind of, yeah.
And it is true that Fuyuhiko wandered down this way, but...
I'm still not sure.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
When we got there, the surfboard case was open.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the killer had already left.
Yeah, and we didn't see any others, so maybe Fuyuhiko couldn't have gone in there then, right?
Maybe not couldn't have, but I'm just saying that we need to be able to place Fuyuhiko.
Yeah, you're right.
This does limit who it could be, but doesn't change any serious considerations we had.
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
But that's whatever stopped you before.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
Indubitably!
Indubitably!
How crazy!
Yeah, this was really crazily set up, as you say.
I agree with that as well.
And for something so weird, for it to just happen and be discovered so easily, that's also not that bad. Better than having to beat it out of a 6 non-stop debate thing.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
Yeah.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her.
That's true, especially if they wanted her to react a certain way.
If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
So the killer's a pedo.
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
Akane?
Well, I preferred the lightly punch him to death. That'll take a while and we can stop her before anything bad happens. But really, we ought to worry about the trial. That would probably entertain Monokuma for a little while, though.
You're right.
There is some benefit to that.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Wait!
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that.
What?
Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I don't think he'll necessarily answer truthfully, but...
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I agree.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time.
Man, even Nagito is just dismissing Monokuma.
As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Now, I don't know if that was a reference to some well-known cultural story or just anime, but I know I've heard that name before.
Can't help but notice how he made a time travel-y reference.
One of these days, we'll discover that the air purifier
was in fact a time machine.
And, of course, we'd been talking about this, too.
Right, are we finally going to get some clarification?
Maybe.
Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
In the first game, the answer was if I think it's okay, or if I don't, then whatever, it's ambiguous.
Yeah, that's true, but, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
So in other words, it's the exact same thing. It might count, or it might not.
Damn it, Monokuma!
You don't sound very articulate.
Because he's a bear.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that.
Screw you.
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction.
Well, screw you!
That is an excuse!
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
However, I get it, because Otherwise, every time it would just come down to the body discovery.
Yeah.
So this is a way of creating variety.
You're right.
Just like the accomplice thing, it's a way of preventing people from going down certain directions of thinking.
You're right.
Though the accomplice thing isn't a rule in this game.
At least not yet.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
And the difference between Monokuma 2 and Junko is that Monokuma 2 has no pretense whatsoever that he's going to follow any rules at all. That you can tell that because Monomi's rules are still in place. And not enforced. None of it really matters.
I don't know. All those bottles were put in the trash can.
That's true.
Was that because of one of Monomi's rules?
I don't think it's because of that.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Well?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
All right. So Kazuichi is number 3. Hiyoko is number 2, I assume. I guess could be number 3. So that means indeed Fuyuhiko is number 1?
So that does mean that someone messed with the corpse because...
And who's the Byakuya analog, more
That's
or
what I
less?
mean, the person who messed with the corpse.
Yeah, but when I say analog, I just mean is saying he'll kill people, is acting away from the group, and does not want to be involved with anybody or talk to anybody. That's what I mean. I'm just
right, I gotcha.
So, well, you knew that. I'm just clarifying for everybody else.
Yeah, I knew that.
So that would be consistent with
the second trial in the first game.
Perhaps.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
But does it have to be Fuyuhiko? We never saw him. Where would he have gone? We just assume that it's Fuyuhiko because he walked down that way.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If someone else saw the dead body, they'd have probably done something about
yeah, because we knew it's not the killer, so it had to have been Fuyuhiko, the only person wandering around.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
Tampering.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
He's far too similar to us for my liking.
For instance, the gummy stuff was clearly meant, like Hiyoko was quite clearly implicated by the killer, drugged and everything. For what reason was there? What reason was there to drop the mask?
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of would be to implicate Sonya specifically, and
especially if someone didn't know there was a gummy in the closet to implicate Hiyoko.
Yeah, sure.
If someone showed up and was just like, "Oh, let's just screw around with these people."
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
Let's get some dimensions!
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
I don't know what evidence was destroyed per se.
And creating more evidence? Blood,
However,
I guess.
Before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Finally, we get to this!
In the next chapter of the BSG Technical Difficulty Saga,
there was a massive storm, and we were remarking on it at the time, and bammo, power went out. So we're actually a little bit ahead of this, but we have to...
catch up to it.
We have to reload and catch up to it.
Thankfully, we record these episodes 1/2 at a time.
And we didn't really lose that much, so that's good. Though what was funny about it is after the power went out, we thought, well, darn, That really sucks. I guess we'll just pick up when the storm is over if it was that bad. The power flickered on and off and 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 on and off. And every time it did, various clocks went bang and other electronics went beep. And I mean, and like the air conditioner would start to come on. And there'd be a ding. And so what happened was beep, 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 ding, 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 whack, 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 whack. And I'll tell you what, it was really funny. Anyway, so like I said, we didn't lose much, but we unfortunately can't be too surprised about what happens next. So,
at least until we catch up.
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
That's correct.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too.
Of course, this is obvious.
The water bottles!
And it's also obvious to everybody that we've been blathering about this for episodes.
Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Shall we? And of course, now we finally get to do memorization, or what's it called? Truth flashback.
Truth flashback. So we're not going to waste any time.
Oh no, we know exactly what it is, so we'll just do it. Well, we'll run it through once just to get it out there.
Yeah.
Well, we have to memorize it.
You're right.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
What did the killer do?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
Ding, ding, ding. Chiaki is right.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
Ah, Billy. Assuming, because you haven't played the first game, that every white noise is durable.
What about the wetsuits in the closet?
Well, I mean, the problem with that is...
Maybe they wore one when they moved the
None
body.
of them were missing. And also, you can't change.
Well, who knows if any of them were missing or not, but you can't change there.
The shower.
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
And they even give us other than the shower. It's like, how broad is that, I say, as that great flush.
Shit every morning, I can declare. It would definitely clog the toilet.
Yes! Because it's very important for us to wax poetic about toilets.
Especially in regards to Peko.
The toilet clogged the Nekomaru?
Body? Maybe they were able to wash it off.
The shower. So washing it off would have been impossible.
Very good, you only shoot it once.
Oh, I had plenty of time, shush.
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
And before I get a game over, because we've already done this and I'm too tasty.
Did you say too tasty?
Tasty.
Use something else.
You're too tasty?
Tasty!
You're planning on being eaten? Are you gonna eat yourself?
No! Hasty!
Something other than the shower.
Taste makes paste.
What?
Something other than the shower.
The bottled water!
I see.
You go in the shower and you pour the water!
Couldn't the killer have used those to
I mean,
wash
these
off
were
the
kind
blood?
of our reactions the first time, frankly.
Yeah.
I've seen through it.
And of course it's Peko!
Yeah! We're gonna have a sword fight with her.
That's impossible.
Why?
I really love that pose of Peko's.
Yeah, she's about to whip her sword out.
And it's like, you don't get to see enough of it, you know?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand.
It couldn't have been me who was all wet.
And isn't it also fascinating that Peko, who was standing right next to the refrigerator, made sure to notice this detail, in addition to, like, blasting Hiyoko, like, over and over and over. And remember, she was standing next to the refrigerator, and then when Sonia was like, oh, I have to go check on it, then Peko left. So she wasn't even there to do this investigation, but fortunately, she knows all the evidence that was there.
Yeah.
That there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Now, I'm sure he's going to choke this time, but Billy actually did this on the first go, too. It was pretty beautiful.
It's true there were in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking about one bottle drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Barely.
Shut up.
Back down.
Oh, no.
I love how it's a duel with Peko.
Just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the
There weren't any in the refrigerator.
Kirase Temurau!
No, There were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
Just not at the time.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
Obviously, we would have had, like, a more genuine reaction, but A, we've already seen this, and B...
We've been squawking about it since the beginning.
Well, maybe not the beginning, but it did not take us long before we were like, Pecco, 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 Pecco. Now, I mean, maybe it's not Pecco, but it's just that everything is pointing towards Pecco.
So we need to clear her.
And Pecco is pointing towards Pecco? I mean, she's even doing the if I were the killer.
Yeah!
We haven't talked about that at all, but we'll get to it later.
Ibuki's pointing at Pecco, but she points at everyone. We can't take her seriously.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
No, it isn't! Also, what was it Monokuma said? Ah, that feeling when something you set up a long time ago turns out to be true. You know, we were shrieking about the bottles of water for so long, and it turns out to be true.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can.
It was overflowing with bottles.
Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Just look at the brand, and if it's like Ozark or something, you know.
That the brand appears to be Jorabum.
Ah, yes, Jorabum.
Well, now that you mention it...
I don't think you can find Ozarka brand bottled water in Jabberwock Island.
No, but I was using one that most people should be familiar with.
Well, it's like a regional U.S. brand, so only people in a certain area.
Most of our American viewers, then, I guess.
Well, it's only about like a fourth or fifth.
Stop punching holes in my theory!
Sorry, I used to sell that stuff!
When I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Against type.
I am, of course, a shark!
No, Soda drank the water!
Ah!
So sooner! Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Well said, Ibuki!
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be completely soaked when we saw them.
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
And then stuff like this makes me think we're wrong!
That's true.
See? Just as I thought.
I mean, we have to Occam's razor, though.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
I mean, we have to deal with Pecco's attitude and the evidence that points towards her.
Right.
I understand. Now, we still don't have any idea about the escape route, but...
Right, or even like her motive or something.
Well, you say even like, that's really the more important part, but...
Yeah.
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person.
You know, the person who was famously dripping with water.
You're the only one! Pecco, is it you?
What the heck did that mean?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Actually, didn't we only get just past this?
Yes, just a few things past this.
Like I said, we really didn't lose much.
Right.
So we've almost caught up.
Ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
Because you were dripping wet! Because you had the knowledge for some of this stuff.
Yeah!
Well, okay. I mean, there's still the tampering idea. Why would she set up Hiyoko and then drop a sparkling
That is strange.
But there's no reason...
Unless she tried to set someone up and then someone else tried to tamper with it just to F with something.
Yeah, that was where I was going.
When we were all meeting up to go to the beach, your appearance when you came to the diner.
I remember her appearance too.
And, you know, the way she's...
tying up her sword?
You know, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but... Hajime and Kazuichi... Why are you two here?
Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I can't help but notice.
I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body.
And if someone was wearing normal clothes, their clothes would still be wet.
Yeah, but if you're wearing something like that, it all makes perfect sense.
There
And
were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry.
don't know if this was like an opportunity thing, like, oh, I have the opportunity to do this, or what. We have no idea at all. Or if it was something that she ended up trying to set up.
You know, it could be an opportunity thing. Like, maybe the person who lured them there hadn't struck yet. She wandered in, bam, and then walked. Oh, all right. Sorry, I'm being very vague.
No,
Consider.
I know what you're saying, but
And then after she left, the person in the surfboard case got out, propped up the body, blah 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 blah, and then set it up to make it look like maybe while the person who had drugged Hiyoko was stuffing her in the closet.
The only problem with that is the last case was that. The last class trial was that.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Now you make good sense.
So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent. Say something. Hold on, you bastard.
Yes?
You saw her at the diner. You never saw her near the beach house, right?
And it's really interesting how angry he is about this.
Yeah.
So maybe she really was swimming.
This was actually right where it happened, like within the next 2 or 3 lines.
No one even saw her swimming.
Yeah, we don't know if she even did it or not.
Yeah.
No. I saw her.
And
that face is totally trustworthy. This was where we left off.
Yeah, is this true?
And like, what reason would he have to lie, you know?
Huh? After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Is that true? It's just, this is really suspicious. We have not been able to place Fuyuhiko. If they're gonna go off of the you can't escape without somebody else's assistance, like get through the window, is this like a Fuyuhiko and Peko? We're in on it together. There's no rule about accomplices in this game, right?
That could be it, yeah.
But, I mean, this does seem really...
This seems really fishy.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
Yeah. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
Oh!
Yeah.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
We have a transcript, buddy.
Not so fast. It's too soon to decide she's a killer.
Doesn't it really seem like this is an accomplice thing?
That, or maybe this is like a, from the 4th trial, Asahina situation.
Well, why would we suddenly jump to paralleling that?
Well, I'm just saying that might be it. I'm still, like, the parallels are too obvious to ignore.
So what you're saying, but I mean, I think it's too soon for somebody to just be like, well, everybody has to die now. Yeah. Although if that were going to happen, then Fuyuhiko finding out about the death of his sister could, I guess, cause it.
Yeah.
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house.
And on top of that, it could very well be that he is a tamperer, like we've wondered.
Which
and
means
so this could be consistent with that.
He just might be, and this just might be him trying to delude everyone so he can just be like, aha, this is actually what it was.
I don't know.
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Yeah.
I like it when Ibuki is the one who's pointing out this stuff.
Well, that's also how you know that it can't be particularly subtle.
Yeah.
When Ibuki is noticing.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got.
I think the better way to look at it is what is Fuyuhiko hiding and why?
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, I might just have an answer to that mystery.
Oh yeah?
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Killer's escape route. I might know what it was.
It has to be the window.
In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening.
I see.
I mean, it's clearly the closet.
If
Just
the
knock a hole in the wall.
roadside doors aren't an option. The only other thing I can think of is... well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
I like how in the last trial,
Uh-huh.
I kept saying stuff about Peko standing on a Duralumin case to hit something up high,
Yeah.
and now we're actually trying to figure out how Peko is going to be able to get up high. It's just one of those strange coincidences.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
I know. Not even standing on your shoulders.
Ouch!
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Remember, one of the reasons that we're thinking this is the case is because we've been assuming Fuyuhiko was one of the body discoverers.
Yeah!
And Monokuma was like, quit trying to use this as deduction, that's why it's fuzzy, but this time the killer wasn't one of the three. Well, that could still be Fuyuhiko, right?
Yeah. I mean, either him or Peko because of where they're all coming from.
So you're saying that Fuyuhiko is the killer and not Peko?
No, I'm saying it could be either way.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Well, why couldn't they have done that, but there was no rope?
Of course not. That would violate the school trip rule.
Huh.
Oh.
So, again, doesn't this just say that these rules are still in effect and not in effect? If somebody's trying to argue that these regulations are in effect, then things like cooperate and be nice to each other as rules are clearly not being enforced. So it just goes into the whole Monokuma is sort of doing whatever he wants based on whatever rhyme or reason he feels like at the moment.
Yeah, you can't really trust anything about him, ever.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
They could have untied the rope, dropped down with the rope, and just wandered off.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they
Yeah.
can dispose of an object.
Yeah!
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
What have we never seen and what was being tied up?
The swimsuit?
What does Peko have in her back?
Oh, the little covering for her sword.
How do you know it's a sword? When's the last time you saw it? What if she left it in her room?
You're right. We just assumed it was a sword because she's a swordswoman.
That's why it's like a viable way for this to work.
Oh.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
She did hide it in her special place, because her special place is something that's always present on her character sprite.
That's a good answer.
Please don't be violent!
See, Mikon says no stab, Billy.
Oh. Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window.
Oh no!
Oh!
No, we don't really know what it is. You're just gonna have to hit every letter that comes up first, okay? B. Broken. Okay, yeah, try. Oh, no, it's gonna be it. Have we seen an R?
Oh, nope.
Yeah, we really don't actually know what this is, so try shooting the A.
Oh, I thought I already did.
No, you didn't. Well, it's not Bab. Okay, Bath, Bad, shoot him. I mean, we just have to eat this because we don't really know where they're going. Bamboo sword. Okay, so we were right. Dude, B. You can use focus, you know.
Oh.
I know you don't like to use focus for some weird reason.
I gotcha.
Isn't it interesting how we kind of like casually just pegged this one from the beginning?
Yeah.
Like almost from the beginning, we were like, well, all the evidence looks like it's Pecco, and it
was.
Seems to be Pecco. You know, the spastic nature of this works pretty well for you.
Well, I
You're
mean,
really good at it.
I have a shooter. Oh.
Yeah.
I just need R.
We still haven't seen an R, have we?
That's correct.
Well, I mean, it's not a bamboo swoo. Aha! Finally! You may never get it again!
Now we just need a D! Nyarr!
Bang!
Take that! Wrong game, sorry.
Pecco, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right?
I still can't believe that we've casually just hit every piece. Except for the gravel, but...
If I recall correctly, you had it then, too.
But why would you have it if you were swimming?
Also, I never knew it was a Shinai back there. I had no idea what it was.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
But it's saying bamboo sword, it's a Shinai.
That's correct, but if you look at it as it pans up, that's an oar!
Oh, is it? I wasn't paying attention to that.
It's much wider at the bottom, and the handle shouldn't poof out like that. Look at her normal sprite.
You know, you've got a point there. You've got a point there, and they did make it a point to pan up the whole time. And we didn't notice that. But we did notice everything else about it, so...
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
It makes sense, though. It's like those studies where if you're not looking for stuff, you won't see it. Like, you know, the studies where there's like a man in a gorilla suit.
Yeah! Man, that thing caught me!
Yeah. Pecco used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Well, I mean...
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell you? A ninja could have climbed that easily.
Well, Pecco's not quite a ninja, but...
That we know of, now to be fair.
Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Would she be able to grab her sword back up at that point, though?
I kind of think no, but you just pointed out that it might be an oar.
And an oar is big enough.
I still didn't see it when it panned up, so... But where would you stand?
Well, she could have propped it up.
What the hell was that?
You had to be looking in the right spot, David.
Wow, just like a Japanese ninja.
An oar would be big enough that she could prop it up between the shower and the wall.
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Thank you, Kazuichi.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Pecco could easily use it to climb.
Well, Pecco, do you have anything to say?
Well, Shinai is pretty sturdy.
Yeah, but I don't think we have evidence that'll prove
We haven't had evidence. That's correct, we don't. Now then, the time has come once again for the meat on the bone.
Oh, good.
Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time, and then you'll understand why Damon took every skill improving his ability in these areas. And need I also remind you that you, Billy, got a game over on the last Panic Talk action?
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I thought
I, the
else.
narrator, am here to sneer at you.
You shut up after the rebuttal showdown tutorial.
From this point on, you will actually have to hit the R1 button to stop time or something else that's a lie, because in every one of these I tell you a blatant untruth. Like with the logic dive.
Yeah!
I told you the control's wrong.
But hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room, and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Well, I mean, that is a good point,
Coming to the truth, but it's like the way he's approaching this.
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Yeah.
Nico, why? Why are you...
I was basically about to say the same thing. Like, what's going on?
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard?
Not so difficult right now.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't
You need
fuck
to.
with me!
You need to use focus,
Got proof, you bastard?
because now you don't have to worry so much about it.
Got proof, you bastard?
Peace.
You're
Okay.
pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Shut! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard?
Well, we've just about got him.
Shut up! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
This is the end!
Woo!
Bag sword bam! Bag sword boo bam! Bag sword boo bam!
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag.
This is
By
kind
tying it on the other end, but...
This is kind of out of nowhere, but okay, sure.
When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it.
I kind of wish this really would have not come out of nowhere, literally, but, you know, we didn't have to think about this. We had no idea what it was.
Right.
And there didn't seem to be anything that pointed to it. I don't have any problem believing it. I just kind of wish that it was less game script auto.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But then again, considering what we did in this trial so far, we don't have any room to complain. But I, you know, there's no reason to assume that the ultimate swordswoman wouldn't have all manner of tricks.
Of sword tricks.
Well, yeah, like she's familiar with her equipment so much that she can use it to do stuff. I don't see why not. That's really clever.
Yeah.
We never would have seen it coming.
And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her,
well, it's not climbing on a surfboard, but
been able to recover her bamboo sword.
Fundamentally, it really was climbing on something.
Why are you so upset, man?
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that.
Ninjas aren't silly.
Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
Well, it's true.
Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
Indeed, he is disappointed.
No, you just back off.
So, Peko?
Is it true? Did you really kill Makiru?
So, this is the very... Yeah, you're right. This is the very first time that something like this has happened that we had not actually been emotionally invested.
Yeah.
I really want to hear what she has to say about this. We have been pretty detached this time around.
I wonder why.
Maybe we were expecting a betrayal or something?
I guess we just don't understand the stakes. And it didn't happen between two people who were super close.
Hold on! You're just making assumptions!
No, we've used freaking evidence!
You don't have any proof.
I guess that's what you mean.
I won't accept this unless there's proof.
Like I was about to say myself, we don't have proof of it though, just it is possible.
You're right. There isn't any proof.
Got it, you bastard!
So, Pecco?
It's fine.
Oh.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right?
Is this right? Indeed. There is something else going on here. We haven't looked at all the evidence. We haven't used all the evidence, right?
We haven't. No, there's still a lot more to go through.
We still don't know anything about the sparkling justice stuff.
Yeah.
Or even if that's relevant. And we don't know exactly what's going on with Fuyuhiko. And then on top of that, Pecco is saying, never mind, we're done.
She may be saying that because of how strong a case it is, and she just assumes that there's nothing she can do to break it.
What is going on here? We'll have to find out next time.
We're such teasers.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa.